PAX East 2017, and I'm here talking with Chris about Serial Cleaner. Tell me about Serial Cleaner.
Okay, so Serial Cleaner is a fast-paced stealth game set in the 70s. It's a sort of satirical rendition of the period, with complete with great funky music, lots of pastel graphics, and enemies who will mostly be the 70s police force as you clean bodies and clean evidence from murder scenes working for different shady clients.
Oh, okay. So these aren't necessarily people that you murder, you're just cleaning them up.
Yeah, you're just cleaning them up for different people who either kind of create mafia hits, or maybe some more shady characters. As the story progresses, you will get involved with a mysterious client, and that's going to be a whole world of trouble before that's over. So
yeah, I was assuming that if you're cleaning up bodies, whether for your own doings or someone else's, that might come to a head at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was the inspiration for this game?
Okay, so there were two. Gameplay-wise, we had a look at Hotline Miami initially, and we thought that, okay, so how about we try making a game which is similar in its dynamics, and it has a similar quick fail, quick reload effect to it, but also isn't exactly about killing guys, but it's about something different. And then that came together with the thematic background to it, which was Pulp Fiction and the scene with Winston Wolfe, the character who figures out how to clean that stuff. But our character is obviously more hands-on than Winston Wolfe was.
Yeah, a little bit. He talked a lot. He delegated.
Yeah, exactly.
So you mentioned Hotline Miami, so I can see some of the twitchiness is still there. That's something you wanted to maintain.
Yeah, we basically thought that if we're gonna make a stealth game, we want it to be approachable by people who also like more dynamic, more fast-paced games. So you can actually play Serial Cleaner both ways. You can play it just running and maybe, well, not gunning, but just trying
running
to
and cleaning.
Yeah, running and cleaning and figuring out stuff as you go along. But also, if you want to play it as a more classical stealth game, there's a lot of tools there for the player to play very safely, to do your research. We have a whole feature when you can zoom out the map and see all the different enemy routes and figure out where all the stuff is and plan your way that way. So usually people will use mix of the two, but if you're kind of more of an impatient player and want to play it very fast, you'll also be able to do that.
So I guess the other question I have is, are the levels set, or are parts of them randomly generated?
Well, we have an element of random generation. How this works is every time you restart the level, you will have items in different places. So the bodies will be randomized, the items will be randomized, and sometimes other elements like hiding spaces will also appear in different places around the level. So it's not full randomization, but it's also something that we wanted to keep because we didn't want the player to be able to kind of learn the level by muscle memory. So you will learn the level organically as you play it. You will learn where the different safe spots are, what the best route to a place is, etc. But you will have to account for the fact that stuff might be lying in different places than the last time you played.
Well, that makes sense. In terms of like the games like that, is this something, you said there's a story that unfolds here, so we're looking at, I don't know, like a 10, 15 hour kind of experience?
Yeah, it's beating the main campaign will probably take players anywhere between 5 to 8 hours, depending on how good you're with the mechanics. Later levels, in particular, take you more time. You can probably play the first 5 levels in about half an hour if you're good enough. But then after that, the difficulty is going to ramp up. So level 12 or 13 might even take you like 45 minutes or even more than that if you're really impatient, or if you're trying to. Or if you're having trouble with how some of the enemies move around the level. So, in general, what we wanted to have is a fleshed out story mode, but in addition to that, we're planning to have some challenge modes and some alternative modes for the game, so that there's going to be a fair amount of replayability.
I'm sorry, that's not really a fair question. How long is the game? I should ask you that. I think people hate answering that question because people, unfortunately, associate length with value, which is not necessarily a good indicator. I guess a better question would be, what kind of tools and mechanics are you using to get around your enemies?
Okay, so initially you get access to hiding spots, which are pretty simple. You just jump in and the enemy can see you there. Also, you can lose enemies that way, even if they pursue you, because we assume that, you know, it's the 70s. The police force in the 70s is maybe a little bit underpaid, a little bit corrupt. Maybe they don't really want to have all that much to do with you. Plus, since it's a fast-paced stealth game, that's kind of one of the reasons why we made it a bit more of an abstract system, because it's just fun. It works in terms of the game. Later on, you also get access to moving objects, which allow you to create different paths for enemies, and also to even close them in some places and get rid of them entirely. You get sound objects, which allow you to get the enemy's attention and pull them away from a space where you want to go. And others, we also introduce different enemy types. So it's gonna be, every level is new, every level is fresh from the last one, because every level adds something new in terms of either the mechanics or the way that we use them to give you a different way to play the game.
Outside of Hotline Miami, what were some of your other influences in making the game?
Well, we did have a look at a game called wait, my brain's kind of losing it on me right now.
Not Monaco.
Monaco was one of them, yeah, initially, because it also has this. It's a stealth game, but it's pretty fast-paced, all things considering.
Yeah.
So that was one of it. One of those games. Party Hard was the other one. And we also met up with the Party Hard devs actually at a event in Poland called Digital Dragons last year, where basically we joked that our game is where our game starts where Party Hard ends. So
that's actually very true.
Yeah. So that was a definite inspiration behind Serial Cleaner, but Serial Cleaner is much more faster paced than Party Hard is. So.
Indeed, and Party Hard, yeah, poisoning things and setting up traps, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of fun. I look forward to playing. Thank you for your time.
No problem. Thank you.